I'm playing Drake of the 99 Dragons. Drake of the 99 Dragons is legendary among gamers for being one of the worst games of all time. But that's all it was to everybody, a legend. So very few have actually experienced this. I have. I cannot believe that developer Idle Effects and Majesco thought that this game was going to be bigger than what it was. When it was first being shown at E3 2003, Idle Effects said that Drake of the 99 Dragons would be the game if John Woo and Batman the Animated Series artist Bruce Timm decided to work together. Plans were already underway to make a comic book series tie-in to go with Drake's self-proclaimed comic book style and action. Majesco wanted Drake of the 99 Dragons to be huge. Needless to say, it wasn't. The game was met with extremely negative reviews, and thousands of unsold copies wasted away in clearance bins at retail stores everywhere. You can buy it brand new off of Amazon.com for $2. But, as I'm about to show you, that's way too much for it. The game starts off by introducing us to Drake of the 99 Dragon Clan.
Most people I meet, I only meet once.
Okay, we're what, 7 seconds in? And this guy is the biggest dork I've ever seen. First off, he must have lockjaw or something, because he cannot keep his mouth closed. Second, for trying to get us to believe that he's some amazing assassin, he's playing around with 2 unloaded pistols like a 10-year-old who just got into his dad's gun cabinet. Drake's training on his own when he sees a commercial on TV, because all assassin dojos have televisions in them, in case they get bored. The commercial is from Tang Industries, showing off a new cyborg, when suddenly one of those cyborgs attacks Drake in his dojo. Finally, some gameplay. The cyborg charges right at me and whoa, what is happening? Okay, so one of the biggest criticisms of Drake of the 99 Dragons is how terrible the controls are. How terrible? Well, I died on the tutorial fight. That bad. It wants to play like a typical third-person shooter. Left and right triggers to fire, left stick to move, right stick for camera and aim. But the camera swings around so much and wrestles with everything in the environment that it's impossible to take proper aim at anything. So being in an enclosed environment trying to fight one robot was harder than it should have been. But after some perseverance, the robot is killed. Drake notices something strange inside the robot.
A machine. Yet I sensed presence inside it. A soul? Oh, what was that?
As this happens, Drake hears the rest of the dojo being attacked and gives some quick exposition.
I must see to the master. And the soul portal artifact. Rumors say Tang is hunting for it. It was given to our clan over 3,000 years ago. We've guarded it since, and we're not going to lose it now.
He quickly dives into action and shoots exactly 0 bullets as everyone dies around him, and a ghost-like villain steals the soul portal artifact. So Drake gives chase. I'd like to showcase some of the awful gameplay now. You'll notice that there's no aiming reticule, because the game uses an auto-lock system to take aim at targets. And by lock-on, I mean a faint white circle will go around an enemy whenever it feels like it, and you might shoot at it. The camera may have something to do with it, but again, it's such a struggle to use that it's impossible to tell. Drake's arms pretty much point wherever the hell they want to, whether there's an enemy there or not. To give you an idea of how uncontrollable his aim is, even when Drake dies, his arms are going all over the place. Also, these graphics are absolutely horrendous. They claimed it was cel-shaded, but I really only see it on Drake's trench coat. Everything else looks simplistic and bland. And the cutscenes are among some of the worst I've ever seen. Anyway, the Phantom Foe escapes, and when Drake turns back, he finds the dead body of his master. And himself. Yup, at some point, they both died. They seemed fine when he left the artifact room, but they're dead now. Seeing this activates Drake's chest tattoo of the Undying Dragon. A flashback shows his master giving him the tattoo that lets Drake come back to life. And time for more bad controls. Drake now has the ability to run on walls, which, using this along with the most floaty, imprecise jumping mechanics, makes this ability absolutely worthless. And it seems like it was only added in to make Drake seem cooler than he is. And there are several parts in the game where you have to run on walls, adding to the already frustrating shooting mechanics. Souls are also available now. You need to collect these to restore your health, and they also fill a slow motion meter. Hold on now. Drake has 2 pistols, a trench coat, can run on walls, and go into bullet time. And this game came out in 2003, the same year that the last 2 Matrix movies were in theaters. I'm sure they weren't trying to capitalize on that market at all. The bullet time may actually be more worthless than the wall run. It's not like it helps you dodge bullets or anything, and it's a huge pain in the ass to use. There are 2 ways to activate it. You can press and hold the left stick, but it's difficult to do that while trying to run around. Plus, it'll go off on its own accidentally just from playing. The other way is to press and hold the B button, but to do that, you take your thumb off of the right stick, making it so that you can't move the camera anymore. So either way you try, it only gets in the way. You can also double tap to freeze time, which includes yourself, so again, worthless. But all of these powers go right to Drake's head.
Have I become invincible?
Feeling like a badass, Drake jumps out of a window and dies. I'm not kidding. He's dead. He then finds himself in the spirit world with 4 spirit gods. They demand he feed the dragon tattoo more souls, and they say they'll give Drake 1 more chance and a new body to get back the soul portal artifact. Back in the real world, Drake sees the ghost hand off the artifact and runs after him. This is one of the buggiest levels in the game. You have to shoot the courier and follow his blood trail. The problem with that is that there are 2 separate blood trails. I took a complete guess at which one to follow. Also, I'd like to demonstrate the terrible sound design in this game with one simple point. The sound effect of a door opening is the same one AOL Instant Messenger makes when a buddy signs online. Following the blood trail, I get to a point when the game tells me to jump down to the streets below. So I did. And I died. And of all the game mechanics annoying me up to this point, this one is by far the worst. You see, when you die, you don't just go back to the beginning of the stage. No, the game goes into a load screen to bring you back to the Spirit Garden, where you have a 10-second respawn timer. During these 10 seconds, the spirit gods are ridiculing and insulting your ineptitude.
Maybe we should provide him with a new way of thinking to go with the body.
Are you sure this is the one I chose?
Again, he disappoints us.
And then the game goes into another loading screen to bring you back to the level. This happens with every time you die. And with how broken this game is, you die a lot. Anyway, attempt number 2 at chasing this guy. I magically survive falling down to the street, and strangely enough, I catch him. Look at him, he's right there. But no amount of bullets will kill him. I have no choice but to completely ignore him and continue through the end of the level. The chase continues into a fireworks factory of all places, and after blasting his way through the fireworks factory, Drake comes to the end, where there's a sudden explosion, and he dies. Yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen, the world's most skilled and feared assassin has died no less than 3 times so far. Besides, aren't assassins usually known for how stealthily they can kill a target and then escape never to be seen? Drake's tactic seems to be going in head first, guns a-blazing. Also, when Drake's guns run out of bullets, he pulls out 2 more. He doesn't reload them, he drops them on the ground, magically pulls 2 more out of his armpits, and keeps firing. And all of those guns that he is carelessly throwing onto the ground are covered in his fingerprints. How has he not been caught yet? So now that he's dead again, Drake gets another scolding from the spirit gods, and then points out that the artifact is going to be dropped off at a casino. Drake gets another body and heads there. The game says that I now have the ability to draw in souls for health, or cause them to explode by using the black and white buttons. But despite my many efforts, no matter how many times I pressed those buttons, nothing actually happened. That's 2 more worthless abilities because they literally don't work. While trailing him, Drake finds out that the courier has actually lost the artifact somewhere while going into a fish factory. Figuring the gangsters will be pissed at him, Drake knows he must get to the courier before he gets killed. After a thrilling boss fight, Drake gets to the thief and discovers that someone named Pac has the artifact. So he steals a motorcycle and gets ready to murder some more.
This is a one-way street to hell.
I start killing motorcycle dudes. Until this happens. See? This game is nearly impossible to play, and I'm not even halfway through it yet! After all of that, Drake ends up at some place, and there's a boss fight against a guy and his demon dogs. Just as he's shot down, there's an explosion, and Drake dies. Master Assassin. This allows Tang to steal the artifact. The gods yell at Drake some more and send him to some other factory where 2 guys are beating the crap out of a whale? What? How did they even get a whale in there? And for what purpose? Oh, never mind. This level ends with Drake opening a door. Inside, some chick shoots at Drake and he dies. For those of you keeping score at home, Drake has died 5 times. Also, look at this. I've seen PS1 games have better cutscenes than this Xbox game. Anyway, the spirits say their energies are drained, and rather than give Drake a new body, they send him back to his corpse at the dojo. Wait, you mean the one with exit wounds the size of a baseball? And he's not at the dojo? He's in a morgue now? I honestly don't know. I don't think this game does either. Drake catches up to the truck carrying the body of his dead master. The truck gets stopped at what must be the slowest gate in the world, as Drake has enough time to run up, crawl underneath, and grab onto the frame before it takes off again. And here inside of another factory, Tang's evil plan starts coming together. They're stealing dead bodies to transfer their souls into cyborgs, and then the bodies literally disappear. At the end of this stage is another boss fight with some woman, who screams like a man when she dies. And Drake, not content with filling her with bullets, proceeds to pummel her face in. When suddenly, a door opens revealing that his master is now a giant robot, and Drake's immediate solution for rescuing him is to shoot him. When the robot is destroyed, you can clearly see that all that is left of Master is his head, but Drake still manages to instantly pull his entire body out of it. Drake's spirit then carries his master's body to the... Wait, what? How is it that Drake, in his ethereal form, is able to lift up anything physical? Also, since he's in his spirit form, I guess that means that Drake died again. And how did Master's body from the living, physical plane get inside the spirit realm? Ah! Drake looks to break into Tang's headquarters, and he knows that the best way to do that is to, oh f*** me, a sewer level! You know, it's one thing to have Drake of the 99 Dragons be one of the worst things ever created, but throwing a sewer level in there just guarantees that nobody's going to like this game. And Tang obviously knows that the sewer is an easy entrance into his secret lair, because it's filled with laser tripwires, security cameras, and landmines. He even has guards working down there in the middle of the night, just to make sure. Why have that entrance at all? The only thing that happens at the end of this stage is that I kill that ugly purple-haired chick because she got stuck in a wall. Right after, Drake finds a screen that somehow reveals all of Tang's plans to him. Tang is going to use the Soul Portal artifact to open a soul portal to obtain countless souls. Drake continues to demonstrate his stealth skills and finds Tang. Tang is already gathering souls, which he is going to use to power his cyborg army, so that he can take over the world. He wants to take over the world because... There's another boss fight here against some creature in Tang's hologram? I kill the hologram first, and I don't even want to think about how that works. And then the creature. Drake chases the Phantom with the artifact through the Soul Portal, causing Drake to end up in the Spirit Realm. And by Spirit Realm, I mean Spirit Hallway. Now, I've only briefly touched upon how bad the jumping mechanics are, but it's no more evident than in these levels, because you have to do a bunch of platforming. And for whatever reason, the game eases up here, because if you fall off, you're allowed to respawn right back where you were. Why wait until now? Why not have that for, I don't know, the entire game? Thankfully, guns are just as effective against ghosts as they are against fleshy things, and Drake finds some kind of tunnel at the top. This portal makes Drake fall. With a bunch of cars? Where did those come from? Did a bunch of pedestrians drive through Tang's hideout and right through the portal too? Never mind. There's more platforming here, leading Drake to another portal hole thing which causes him to fall again. This leads to, you guessed it, more Demon World platforming. It's pretty clear at this point the developers got really lazy and started reusing assets over and over again. At least at the top of this stage, there's a boss fight against that Phantom from the beginning of the game. He was probably meant to be threatening or difficult or something, but all I did was stand still firing bullets into his chest until the game told me to stop. The Phantom dies, dropping the artifact down another hole. In here, you use the artifact to awkwardly bounce around to collect the shattered soul of your master. You know, this could have been fun if jumping around didn't suck so much. After all of this, Drake finds his way to the head demon guy of the spirit world. I don't know his name or why he's there, but he's pissed that Drake showed up without his permission.
You dare to enter uninvited!
And this is by far the most difficult level of the entire game. Not because he's the final boss, not because he's hard, but because the culmination of every single broken mechanic happens in this one stage. In order to even hurt the boss, you have to shoot bones on a wall to reveal a red thing that weakens him. But you have to do this while the boss is constantly slinging his arms and heads at you, which sends you flying around the room. This is disorientating and confusing, and several times you'll get hit into the boss to take more damage. There are so many times when I couldn't live for longer than 15 seconds. This one fight took me well over an hour to beat. I lost count of how many times I died, but it was somewhere around 55. Which means I was sent back to the spirit realm and yelled at by the spirit gods at least 55 times from this level alone. But I refused to let the game beat me. So whether it was by skill, coincidence, or dumb luck, I killed the son of a bitch. Drake brings the artifact to the spirit realm, again, how, and returns his master to life by bringing back his soul. The game ends with one of the most cliche lines of all time, when Drake asks,
So I guess this is the end?
Hardly. It has just begun.
and they were so wrong about that. This game was over before it began. I can't even imagine how many children cried when they got this game. That's why my final rating for this game is a bucket of tears out of 10. There is nothing redeemable about Drake of the 99 Dragons. The graphics are bad, the voice acting is atrocious, the game design is unfinished and uninspired, it's littered with bugs and glitches, the controls don't work, and above all else, it's not fun. No one should have to suffer through this, either playing it or being one of the poor fools who had to work on it. It should have never been released in its current state, previous state, or any possible future state it could have had. It is bad. If you see Drake of the 99 Dragons in a store somewhere, I urge you, don't pick it up. Don't go near it. Don't even look at it out of morbid curiosity. If you're some sicko who wants to play the game, well, you can right now. Simply take any game you own and beat yourself over the head with it for 6 hours.